Welcome back, everybody, to another video. That's Jam. I'm Kenny. I hope your Wednesday is good. Well, today is Wednesday that we're recording, but I hope we find you well. How you doing, Jam? It's hump day.
Oh, good.
I couldn't resist. I had to.
Good. Just like I'm good every time. Every time we talk.
All right, welcome back, everybody, to another. I guess we're gonna do another Freeballin today. Today, I wanted to talk about relationships and dating as an adult, which sounds fucking super weird now that I say it. Before I thought about it,
Everyone's idea of what an adult is different, but I hear you.
Oh man, so I mean we've talked about this before. I think one of the biggest points to make is how hard it is to sort of just like get out there and start dating as an adult, especially after a long.
It's hard for
time.
two simps like us. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Some of us don't struggle with that at all.
No. There's some people who find it easy, but you know what?
Yeah.
I don't
surviving
know.
It. Some people thrive. Some people thrive. We survive.
I for the most part have tried internet dating. I don't know about you, but like
no, can't get myself to do it.
These apps are hard, bro.
Yeah, I've been told to get on it, and they're like, oh, you should try it and this and that, and then the problem is I know people that have had success with that, the internet dating thing, and whether it's Tinder, I've known people that have had pretty long relationships and still in those relationships and started on Tinder. I don't know what the criteria. I don't know like who's the type of person that it suits better. I don't know if it's like a personality type that it might work out for. And then you hear about those people that's like that shit is a disaster. And it sounds like that's kind of what you're going to talk about right now.
Oh man, has it been a disaster? I've had some weird dates. Like
you have had dates on there.
Yeah. It's weird to say that it's a numbers game, but but it feels like you have to try. You can't just be on there swiping. Sometimes you find a profile and like, ooh, I'm gonna send a little message, trying not to sound corny.
Yeah.
But you always sound corny.
It's like scrolling Amazon and then you just put a lot of shit in your shopping cart. You might even save it for later, but you never actually buy it.
Yeah. So you gotta hit that buy now button. Buy now button.
Yeah.
You can't be fucking sitting on it.
Just pay for that shit.
Yeah. So yeah, I've had a few. I mean, I'm single right now, so as you can tell how those went. I've had some dope ones, but I don't know, like I kind of remember some of the dope ones. I kind of remember some of the weird ones. Like there was one that I went on a date with the girl, and this was when just released in theaters, and I didn't think I was ever gonna watch this movie. This is a movie I was like zero interest. But it was 50 Shades of Grey 2. Oh
God!
And I would
imagine that's a pretty good date movie. You know what I mean?
It's the second time two people meet, and then you're basically watching a softcore porno.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Like
think about it.
It wasn't bad, but I was like a little.
Did she not like it either? Was she like?
It was kind of weird for both of us, I guess. She didn't know what it was, so I asked her out, and we met on one of those dating sites. I asked her out, and I was like,
"Who suggested it?"
I said, "Let's go watch a movie." I'm like, "I'll pick you up. We'll go watch a movie." I'm like, "But you pick the movie." I'm like, at the time, I wasn't gonna have her sit through one of my movies, and I don't think there was anything I wanted. Well, she picked it. She hadn't even seen part 1.
Oh, it's the second one.
So it was a recommendation from a friend, which makes it funnier. And she was.
I have to assume that she knew what it was, and like what
she had to have had some idea.
I find it hard to believe that she didn't know. Maybe, and I find it hard to believe she hadn't seen the first one. But give her the benefit of the doubt.
Well, no. She told me she didn't watch the first one because she really wasn't too much into going to the theaters or watching movies.
Oh, and so
but she told me that.
Like, let's go watch a movie.
She told me that after the fact.
Yeah. Okay.
And so she goes, I really don't watch movies. She goes, I really don't watch TV. She did crafts and stuff like that. I was gonna say they're like just watching internet stuff, and they're like, this isn't TV.
Yeah. Instagram, whatever.
YouTube, yeah. I mean, I say the same thing. I don't watch TV no more, but I'm on YouTube all day and all that.
Shut the fuck up. You telling people you don't watch TV? I consider that shit TV, man. If you're scrolling Instagram, it's the same shit. Like you're watching something.
Yeah. But yeah, so the movie ends. We go home. We had a few dates after that, but it didn't work out. We just didn't have too much in common. But it was cool. It was cool. It was again. Is it still awkward for you? A little scary. No.
You don't get anxious or anything, or you don't get in your head when you're out there.
No, it's like I'm a different person. Like a switch flips, and it's like, oh, I cannot deviate from this line, or it might all go to hell. You know, like in a safe spot, you stay in a safe spot. That's why I wasn't like, oh, if you haven't seen 50 Shades of Grey, you should know it's about this dude and this chick who have a BDSM relationship, and it's like very sexual. I was like, oh, I haven't seen the first one, but okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just,
so I know you know what it's all about when you know what I mean. You're.
I saw the first one. I'm not even gonna lie.
You know the internet will let you know.
Yeah, and so that was one of them. Another one that I think, God, what was the other one? I think that was like the only Tinder date I've gone on, and this next one is, I think it was like Plenty of Fish, and I haven't even been on that website.
How many apps are you on?
I just got 2. I did one that's like Latino dating, you know, for all of you out there that like the spicy Latinas, they're all on Chispa. Not an ad, but
that's an app.
You pay me. Yeah, it's called Chispa. And then the other one's Tinder, the easiest ones. And
the most popular.
Oh no, let me tell you about this other one. Okay, so at one point I was on OkCupid. All right, and I went on this date. So first of all, we go down to our local watering hole. So we go to. She wants to meet at a bar, and this is around the time. This is not the previous, but the World Cup before that. So it was like 8 years ago. Fuck.
Yeah,
this is a long time ago.
Those only happen every
every 4 years. So we're down, and like any bar.
So you're still in your 20s.
It's gonna be so like any bar. This is gonna be a packed bar, because it's during a sporting event. So
yeah, people go to.
I'm gonna get down there 20 minutes early, not to be weird or anything, but to make sure make sure I find parking. So I was thinking about the parking. Yeah. I was like, I'm going to find parking. I don't want to park too far. I don't want to have to walk 4 blocks at the end of the night. I would hate to walk her a mile to her car. So I'm like, if my car's nearby, I can just drive her to her car. Right?
Yeah. It sounds like your anxiety is making you already think of like everything.
Every possible thing. Yeah, that's what makes dating so hard too, dude. The anxiety of it all fucking sucks. Okay, so I get there early.
You telling me you're not anxious?
Yeah. I am. I recognize it and I accept it.
Yeah.
But so I get there and I don't say anything. She hits me up like 10 minutes after we were supposed to meet. Hey, I'm gonna be late. I can't find parking. So I'm like, oh, she's probably been driving around for like 20 minutes already. Yeah. So I was like, cool, whatever. She gets there half an hour late.
Oh, damn.
And I was like, I'm gonna give it a chance. It's cool.
So for you, that was damn near an hour late because you got there.
Yeah, because I got there like 20 minutes early. So you
were just chilling there.
But yeah, again, that's my anxiety though. So I was like, whatever. Yeah.
How long were you actually in the bar for?
Like,
because you said you
like
were parking,
30 minutes,
right? Okay, so it did take you around like 20 minutes to find parking.
I didn't walk to the bar till like 3 or 4 minutes before, because I was literally parked behind the building. I got really lucky.
Waiting in the car.
Yeah, so I just waited in the car. There was cell phones already. So there I am playing Angry Birds. And
as one does.
And so I walk over, and then I sat there for like maybe another half hour, 35, 40 minutes before she showed up. But that was cool because I was like, she wasn't expecting parking. She's probably not big into sports. I was already like in my head about it. So I was like, whatever. Yeah. And it went cool. The night went great. She was nice. She was funny. She laughed at my jokes a lot, which is a plus. Nice. And so it ends, right? And like I said, I'm parked right behind the bar. So I was like, hey, if you want to run into your car, this and that. She goes, I got so lucky. I parked right behind the bar too. And I was like, oh, dope, dope, dope. So we walk and we stay out there a little longer. It's like 10 o'clock on a weeknight.
I was going to say real quick, were you at that point thinking about like, okay, now how am I going to approach us going just to the car, or like what's going to happen there?
No. So we were ready to leave. It was like 10 o'clock at night. So then we walked back to the...
in your mind, just like you weren't even thinking about it. She's going to go to her car, I'm going to go in my car, and we're going to go on our...
No,
separate ways.
There's always this thing, when people linger after dates and stuff. I'm a lingerer after dates sometimes. If it's cool, I'll linger for a bit. So I was lingering and we're talking, and this guy it's like 10 o'clock. And this young kid, fresh out of high school, I'm sure. He's like, he sees us, and then he's like parked way down at the end of the lane, the aisle. And he's sitting in his car. He turns off his lights and he just sits there. And then he does another lap, and he doesn't say anything to us at all the whole time. It's been like 15 minutes, and then he like rolls up right next to us. He goes, hey, I'm not trying to rush you guys or anything. He goes, but are you guys leaving? Do you guys have your car here or somewhere else? And I was like, oh, this is my car. And then like she just cut me off and she starts screaming at this poor kid. And I was just standing there like, oh my God, what the fuck just happened? Like she's like screaming at this kid, and he was so nice. He turned off his lights when he was around us so they wouldn't blind us. So he looked like he was like 19, 20, dude. I'm like maybe like 29, 28, 29, 30 at this time. And she's just like laying into him like, oh,
you're shook.
And I'm just standing there like,
did she display any of this kind of behavior?
No,
like
which was the weirdest thing. And no, she didn't. And so then I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna go. It looks like there's a lot of people looking for parking. I'll talk to you later. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna hit this chick up for a second date. Up into the parking lot point, we're talking. I was like, oh, second date for sure. And nope, that was, I don't know. I just like being mean to somebody who wasn't mean to you. Like if he'd been like, fuck dude, you guys have been here for half an hour, I would have been fucking right there yelling with her, But he was like, hey guys, I don't want to rush you, but do you guys have a car here? Because I guess he was like, I'll fucking wait as long as I need to, right?
Yeah.
If he's gonna be
at
there,
that point too, it's like why don't you just find another parking? Like
but
he's also it's
by a college, so all the kids do that shit.
Yeah.
And so it's like a really popular area with college kids. So I was like, I get it, you fucking bring a girl back to your car after the bar for a little bit, you talking and But yeah, and I was like, damn, dog. I was like,
I didn't think about that.
I was like, deuces, I can't. And then, I messaged her. I was like, hey, I get home. It's like 11 o'clock. I was like, hey, I hope you made it home safely. Have a good night. I'll talk to you later. The next day she messaged me, and I was just like, ghost.
You ghosted her?
So bad. Yeah, I felt so bad ghosting her. But I was like, if she screamed at him and she didn't even know him, she's comfortable with me now.
What though? Like I in that scenario, I really want to sit here and be like, "Come on, Kenny, what are you doing?" But at the same time, I'm like, I get it.
Yeah, man, that's one thing
that's a first impression. You know what I mean? And maybe some guys like that kind of shit, dude, but I know you, and I know it's like, yeah, you're not doing about that.
Nah, I'm trying to be real low profile. I don't like to rock the boat too much unless it's with fun.
Yeah, we
rock the Casbah.
It's like you said, that might be the type of girl that'll start punching you in the car.
Oh, like
that kind of level of crazy. You never know. I mean, but
to blow up on a stranger. No, like she was like screaming, like it was decibels louder.
Yeah,
I was like, whoo! It's not like she talked to him in a normal voice, like, hey man, it's not cool that you come and you interrupt. No, she was yelling. Yeah. I looked at this kid, dude. He looked at me, and I was like, I'm so sorry. My eyes were like, I'm sorry, man. I'm so sorry. I just met her. I can't say nothing.
I can just picture that, yeah.
I don't know.
That is tough.
And then he leaves, and then we're like, we're leaving.
Where'd you meet this girl at?
It was on OkCupid. And I don't know, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know, some of these sites. Have you tried any of the sites?
No, man. I'm trying to tell you, like I haven't even bothered. Like people have been trying to tell me to get on it. I'm like, I don't know. Maybe like I'm not as like a generalized. I don't know how to explain it. Like I'm not. Maybe I'm too specific about things, or that might be a better way
You can be
way for me
very
to approach it. But
in dating
you know what I
sites,
mean?
like height, age,
Yeah,
nationality, whatever you want, baby. The internet gives it to you on a silver
that.
platter for $20 a month.
I get that.
I would never
like the new
pay that shit, bro. Man, if you pay for a dating site, you a sucker. Guy
Really?
or girl, you a sucker.
What are you paying for?
I don't pay for shit.
I mean,
Sell
I'm just
my
saying,
data.
like, if you do pay, what are you paying for?
So, like, say on Tinder, if somebody likes your profile, they swipe right, and so, that says yes. You swipe left is no. So if I swipe right on somebody, if they're paying the monthly fee, you can see who likes you, so you can see their profile and either match or unmatch instantly.
So you get access to be able to see the details.
Yeah.
Other than that, you're just going off of profile pics.
Yeah, and you decide whether you say yes or no, and then sometimes you'll say no, and the app will it'll hit you with that FOMO, and it'll be like, you missed this match. That could have worked, but you're like, I already said no, so it wasn't gonna work anyways, right? Like, what the fuck is the point?
Said no.
Why am I paying you money?
Yeah.
For you to tell me why I said no. I read something in the profile, there was no pictures or whatever. For me to confirm, yeah, this isn't gonna work, or I don't want to pursue this, or this is not for me.
Well, if you're swiping left, that means that either you just weren't attracted to that person, right? Because you're just seeing profile pics.
Well, you can do what's it called too, paragraphs about yourself and stuff.
Oh, like MySpace, like the little MySpace paragraph that you would put out there, and
you're about me. That's
this
what it's
is
called.
me in a nutshell.
Yes, so you have those, and then you have the pictures, and then now you can link like your social media accounts, and it's like that seems like it's extremely dangerous to do for some of these women out here. That's terrifying. Yeah, man. No, if you haven't done it, I mean, I would say go in with minimal to no expectations.
Mm-hmm.
Because,
like you said, it's a numbers game.
One, it's a numbers game, but two, people create profiles and then sometimes they abandon them, So, like, I'm sure I'm swiping, and I'm sure there's a high percentage of accounts that people either abandon or they don't really use. And, now I'm swiping basically air, and then it's like, you're like, oh, why didn't I get the swipe back? Why didn't they return the message that I sent? So I think that's be like the one thing I tell you, like, keep
try not to get in your head about that when you're not seeing the matches.
Yeah, and that sucks too, though, because sometimes it's like a punch in the gut. No, but sometimes you swipe and you're like, oh, fuck, we like all the same stuff, and so like you start making like the thought, because you have to process whether or not you'd want to swipe on somebody, right? Mm-hmm. And so that's sort of where the danger lies, and it's like when you analyze it and think about it, you're like, oh, I could see myself dating somebody or talking and getting to know somebody like this, and then it just doesn't hit for whatever reason. The person on the other fucking end of that profile could be dead for all you know. It's fucking dark, but it's like in reality it's a possibility, dude. Like, I think some of these websites don't deactivate your account until like 6 months of inactivity or something. I've gotten emails like that after I forget. You can, but then some of them
abandon them. They don't even do it.
And the site, they're like, well, we want to show we have people, right? So I'm sure they keep all these accounts up. But yeah, man, it is.
Yeah. Let me ask you this: when you have gone on dates, now I know you to be a certain type of way. You can be very silly. You have a certain type of sense of humor. Does that come out easy for you, or is it something that it's like, no,
bro,
I take a while. Like are you putting out the image that you think that other person wants to see, or some stranger might want to see, does that come out?
Have you been there when I meet somebody new? I let it trickle out. So when they do something that makes me more comfortable, trickle out,
or does it just want to come out so bad?
It wants to come out. It wants to come out in the way that you sort of meter people, I guess you would say.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, would they be okay with this joke? Would they be okay with that joke? Do they
Right.
like when people make jokes in like any type of conversation? Like,
Yeah.
so I think usually I wait until they do something, and then I'm like, okay, if they're comfortable with that, I can start doing that, and we can play off of each other, and we can talk and all this stuff. But I think that's like
a tester fart.
Yeah, I think like everybody does that,
You know what I mean? You just kind of you
get a little whiff of it. You're like
a little temperature check. Yeah.
And you gotta be careful though, because sometimes you're like, oh, okay, and then you just let too much go, and then it's like
it's a wet one.
Ooh, this did not go well.
Yeah. Well, I asked that because then you just got done telling me before we started recording how, you when you were at work, a song came on, and you started to instantly kind of like air karaoke the song
at someone,
at somebody at the office, and then you even
you
had a fake mic in one hand, and then you put your arms out, you put your one arm out, and you started to give like
sprinkle the magic,
spirit fingers in the direction of
all right, bro. Lady. You know what? Sometimes it's funny. It's fun to just.
I'm like that.
Be fun.
See, that's the goofy kitty I know. You know what I mean? I'm like, does that come out instantly, or is that something that?
Yeah. It'll be the same thing. It's like, how goofy can I be?
You start sprinkling the love dust everywhere.
Yeah, monsieur. It's because it's I love to sing, bro. What I like, I love the music.
Yeah. I mean, you're letting someone know instantly. One of your interests.
Just magic fingers at him.
She's like, I like that song too. Yeah.
I hope she does. It's a good song. It was Cinema.
It was a good song.
Cinema by Skrillex.
It was what?
Cinema by Skrillex.
Cinema. How does it go?
The remix. All right. Next question. Next question. You almost got me.
Tell me the chorus, Kenny. I want to know what part.
It's on YouTube. I'm not gonna.
You don't even have to sing it. Just to say
the lyrics, the algorithm, and the way the algorithm works. Go?
It's like for me, it's like I don't really. It's harder for me to show
when
interest in terms of especially when I'm at work. I don't know if that's something for me that I just kind of always grew up with the mentality of like you don't really mess around with people at work.
I mean, bro, if you're gonna, here's the thing: if you're gonna do it, you're gonna be respectful. You're not gonna harass somebody. Yeah. No is no, right off the bat. No is no. Yeah, gotta keep it chill.
But does no have to be like a direct no, or can it even be just like a hint?
Hopefully, they're comfortable enough to say no. No, because I can't even catch a hint.
You're not the best
when a girl says "I like you." Yeah, I don't fucking know. Which is kind of hard, but like, just say no. Just say no. It's okay.
That's all of us who are surviving the dating life. That's just our that's our MySpace paragraph. That's I don't fucking know.
I don't fucking know. That. Yeah. I didn't grow up with healthy emotional habits.
That's what it comes down to. That's what I'm getting at. I just like we just grew up. And go figure. I mean, I don't know if this has something to do with. I imagine it does, but we both grew up raised Catholic.
Yeah, that's something
there's
very
some
different.
Of that too. I know
that Catholic guilt. That Catholic guilt is crazy, bro. And then we got that Mexican guilt. So we surrounded on all sides by guilt. The Mexican guilt. You got it.
Yeah, explain this to me. I might know what you're talking about, but I don't know what you're.
Like family first. Take care of each other.
The same thing that keeps us right there at home.
Yeah, the same thing that keeps us close to family, but a little too extreme. You know what I mean? That's where the guilt comes in when it gets too bad. I mean, it's cool being with your family all the time. I like it, but sometimes you need time to be you, and if you don't get that time, sometimes family's like, hey man, why you need that you time? It's us time. But I don't know. Yeah, sometimes I get a little flirty. I do see that. And it just comes out sometimes,
That's what I'm saying. It leaks out of you.
It leaks.
You don't trickle it. It leaks. It leaks. No, that's good. I mean, like either way, it's good because that my thing is like you for you. I feel like you just have to be. I mean, it's cliche as fuck, but it's like you just have to be yourself. Like it's as simple as that. You know what I mean? And
yeah.
It's like some people are either down with that and they'll let you know. You know what I mean? In their own unique way. But then you have the other people who are just like they're not really feeling that. You could tell.
Yeah.
And it's like, well then, it's like you ask a girl to dance, she says no, and then you're like, all right, well fuck you then, and you move on. You know
go
what I mean?
to the next girl. You want to dance?
Yeah.
Like not at the Roxbury?
You turn to her friend.
Ew,
and you're
get
like,
away from me.
Dance? Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds simple enough, but it just I get what like it's
shit.
just it's for people like you and me, it's a whole lot. It's a lot easier said than done.
Yeah,
a lot easier said than done.
No, because I could flirt, but sometimes it's very difficult to come out and be like, hey, I'd like to take you to dinner, even if it's a no. Like it can be a no, and you know what? Sometimes
I'd like to take you out on a candlelit dinner.
It's sometimes honestly to me it feels easier to just. It's like sometimes I hope they say no to save myself the further stress of trying to supplant the relationship. Yeah, I'm saying it's hard to want to supplant the relationship, and so it's like, oh my God, I want you to say yes, but at the same time, I'm also praying that you say no because I'm in my own head about it, and so sometimes I wish I was a little easier to be like, oh, you're cool. I think you're cool. I'd like to take you out to dinner, or would you like to hang out? And I'll tell you, man. I'll tell you this last one. This was a few years ago because I haven't been on a date in a while. But I was working at Starbucks, and it was my last. It was
Starbucks.
I don't think I told you guys I was working at Starbucks for a while. I worked at Starbucks for like 3 months.
Kenny, barista.
I was a barista.
Kenny. I wish I would have known barista Kenny.
Remember when there was that year that it was the 4th of July earthquake that we had out here in Cali?
I don't even remember that.
No, there was a 4th of July. It was like 2020.
Oh, it's not that long ago.
It was 2019.
Before COVID.
Yeah, it was right before COVID. It was 2019, and I was working there, and I couldn't hang, dude. I'll tell you, I could not hang. It is a lot hard, like to remember all the drinks. It's so difficult. Oh, yeah, you're talking. But I couldn't hang. So a homie helped me get the job, a homegirl. Thank you for helping me get the job, but I couldn't hang. And there was this girl there, and I'm not gonna say her name, but on my last day, she was working the same shift as me.
Do you still know her?
No, not the girl that helped me get the job.
Say it.
The girl. No, I don't remember her name.
Okay.
I want to say it started with an L, but I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
No. And you know what?
Her name was Laura.
Well, I don't think it was Laura.
Okay. Well,
I want to say it was like Lisette. So it was my last day, and I go over, and this is because she literally
waited till the last day.
Yeah, because I'm not her coworker anymore. I'm not trying to be one of those people that work in the food industry and then they're all having sex with each other. But this will be the last story.
Crazy.
Yeah, and so we're talking, and I was like, "Hey, you're really cool. Would you like to hang out sometime?" And I said it like that. Would you like to hang out sometime? And she goes, "Do you want to hang out?" And I was like, well, if you want to hang out, I want to hang out. And she goes, well, do you want to hang out? And I guess she was like waiting for me to ask her out, like on a date, like legitly be like, hey, I would like to take you out. Yeah, right. Okay. And
this is in retrospect at the time. Maybe you weren't.
I didn't get it. So then I was like, cool. I reach over like a cool guy to the receipt dispenser in Starbucks, and I pull out a piece of receipt, and I write my phone number on it, and I was like, give me a call when you want to hang out. And then she like stared at me like, are you stupid? And I was like, all right, I'll see y'all later. Thank you guys for everything. It was fun. This and that. And I walk out. Yeah. And like fucking, it didn't hit me for like another 2 weeks. I was like, oh, this chick never hit me up. I was like, what? I thought we were digging each other. And she never hit me up. And I was like, oh.
You put the onus on her.
And no, because I thought I had already made the first move. I just wanted her to confirm that she'd be down to go out. But I didn't want to say, would you like to go on a date with me?
Ask her out.
I asked her out if she wanted to go out. And she just never said yes or no.
But she was trying to get clarity from you. Like, what do you mean by hang out?
Yeah, and I just wasn't grasping that she was asking, like, is it a date? Had she said, you mean like on a date, I would have been like, yeah. Yes, but she didn't. She goes, do you want to hang out? Like, what are you talking about? And
goddamn Kenny. Yeah, it's easy to look back and be like, wow, I was a fucking idiot. You know what
Did I tell this one already when I showed up to the bar?
I know you mentioned this to me before, but I don't know if we've actually talked about it.
I don't remember. All right, last story. This is how bad I am at picking up signs. Yeah. Bruh. So I show up to a bar because we're watching a soccer game. We went to see an LAFC game at a bar.
You get a lot of action during soccer games.
Bruh. LAFC, yeah, it's like my lucky time. That and the month of my birthday. But so I get to this bar, and I was gonna meet my cousin. So me and my brother show up at this bar, and as I'm walking in, the walkway is kind of narrow, so other people are walking out, and so there's this group waiting. They're like, just walk in so we can walk out. Right, it's a big group of people, and this girl's walking, and she comes up right next to me as I'm.
Real quick, was she cute? Like, did you think she was attractive?
Hell yeah, she's the first one I noticed when I walked in there. That's the worst part. She's the first one I noticed. And then, so I get to the end, and she's, like, starting to walk. And so then she puts her arm around me. And she goes, hey, I'm going to go to this bar. We should hang out. And the first thing I said was like, oh, I'm here to watch the soccer game with my cousin. And then I was like, but have a good time. And then I just walked away. And my cousin and my brother go like, did you know her? I was like, no, I don't know who she is. She's just, and then it starts like coming together, and they're like, what happened? I was like, well, she's told me that she was gonna go to this other bar and then I should go. And they're like, what did you say? I was like, I told them I was gonna hang out with you guys. And it's like all starting to come together. And then I was like, I'm a fucking idiot. Like the first girl I noticed when I walked in here.
This team that I don't even follow.
Yeah, it was like and it was in their early years too.
You're like, oh no, I'm okay. I'm here with my friends.
We're gonna hang out, but you and your friends, you guys go have fun. Yeah, and so that's how oblivious I am. So a clear
we
no.
All have those kind of stories though.
A clear no is always appreciated.
It sounds like you need clarity.
Yeah.
Which is like, it's like you need a clear, concise
yes or no.
Or no. What is going on here?
I need to know what to tell somebody when they say, and she said yes. Well, I don't know if she said yes or no, but.
Yeah. Well, see, that's the thing. It's like, it's almost like you're in the opposite role. Like you know, like that's usually like her role. Is to like, I need, let me know what you're trying to do, and it's up to you to be clear about that. But it's like you never.
And then I'm like,
approach it.
I'm like, not very clear about it either.
No. Well, you're trying to leave the way so that you don't get it. You might not get disappointed. Where it's like, well,
no,
I didn't exactly get a rejection because I didn't.
No,
I wasn't
if
clear
she says no,
that's not what it is.
No. Like I said, like when I flirt, it's flirty, but like when I message, it's like very clear and concise. It's not. I don't use much slang when I'm messaging women on these things, or when I'm talking to them when I first get to know them, because we don't. LOLs. No, none of that. No fucking abbreviation. None of that shit.
You straight up.
No emojis, bro. No emojis. I type out laugh out loud.
Oh my God.
I'm giggling.
You actually type out laugh out loud?
No, I hit him with the lol, bro.
Okay.
That's the bare minimum. That's how they know you're okay, because you hit them with the lol.
Yeah, you don't want to come off as weird.
Yeah, LOL, laugh out loud. So like I am, but like with her, the reason I say it like that sometimes, I guess it's I don't want to feel like all like, give me a yes or no right now. Sort of like, hey, I want to hang out with you. If you want to hang out with me, let me know.
Yeah.
Like, I already told you what I want, so you tell me what you want. And sometimes people aren't like that for communication. Sometimes it doesn't come across.
Hangout could be for a lot of time. For a lot of people, like hangout could be any, like, I mean, you might assume that, but then again, you might not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's tricky. It's a tricky thing because you don't know how what the other person. Maybe that other person is like you too, and they all like, no, I need I need to know what's going on here, so I can give you a proper answer. And then there's other people that maybe just assume, what you're talking about, and they're like, yeah, and it's not. There's none of that miscommunication. But I mean, if you're getting miscommunication out the gate, then maybe it was best that it didn't happen.
Yeah,
it didn't work out. Let me ask you this real quick. Do you, if like flat out, do you still have the innate fear of rejection?
Not really. I don't think. Like, it sucks because you're like, fuck, but a lot of the times I feel it is like, all right, then fuck you, and I'm gonna go talk to your friend over here, and I'm just gonna keep fucking moving my way down the dance floor until somebody says yes.
But it's like easy, but it's like put yourself in that position when you're like you're kind of having those feelings or whatever. You're about to talk to this, you kind of want to talk to this chick. That's what I mean. Like, do you get it in your head? Well, the reason why I ask is because I'm like, when people normally get in their head about something ahead of time, it's for a reason. And it's like, maybe you don't think about it that way, and you wouldn't even say it if someone asked you that. But it's like, it maybe comes down to, I still have somewhat of that fear of getting told no. So I'm in my head prepping. I'm in my head doing all this stuff ahead of the time, just so I can put myself in the best possible position to get the answer I want.
A little bit, yes. A little bit, yes. But it's more like,
is there a time, or is there like a mental place where you maybe you don't even like, you've gotten to a point in your life where you don't even deal with those thoughts. It just comes out. You see something, you like it, you go for it. You know what I mean? Like, do you ever see yourself? Do you ever want yourself to get to that position?
I used to be like that a lot. I was like that. I used to be very straightforward. Like, yo, we should go to dinner. Let me take you to dinner.
Candlelit dinner. Yeah,
and like, it a lot of the time it doesn't work, because sometimes you catch women off guard, and it's like, that's sort of, I think I sort of got this where it's like, hey, I want to make it like sort of clear, but I'm going to leave the ball in your court. Like, I don't want you to feel like, if you don't want to hang out, that's cool. And maybe this chick that I gave her the phone, maybe she didn't want to hang out. And again, maybe I was not picking up the signals correctly.
Or you just hadn't had enough of those moments in your life where you know how to navigate. It's like practice. It's like everything else. The more you do it, the more you kind of are prepared for any future,
I don't know,
instances like that. It's like practice. You get better with practice, no matter what it is you're doing.
Yeah, but I don't feel kind of that way, because again, I used to do this shit all the time. I used to go out, and I used to go to amusement parks, and I would never be at an amusement park. This is like when I was like in high school and junior high.
You used to chat them up in the
lines. In the lines, pick up girls, just because there was no fear. Now, I mean, at work, there's that whole thing where it's like, hey, I want to be respectful. I don't want to come across as a dick. I don't want anybody to be like, oh, he's fucking just rude to people or anything like that. So it makes it a little harder. But at the same time, I feel that it's harder to do too, because it's like, all right, this is a private matter, right? So like, when do I get a chance to talk to you alone? You don't want to do it over his phone and anything. I mean, I guess
you have to kind of go get past what you just talked about to even be alone with somebody, especially if you're talking about like a work, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's tricky.
And dude,
the company party. That's what you wait for, the company party, Kenny, and then you put on your shiny suit,
and then the friend just hangs out there and never goes away. And it's like, bro, don't you have
drink tickets? The drink tickets are flowing. Next thing you know, there you go, Kenny's dancing. Yeah.
No, but like, it feels like it's more of, okay, I don't want to come across as super aggressive, because I'm sure women are tired of aggressive dudes, and women go through that shit all the time, which is why
I wouldn't assume that either.
I don't know.
I wouldn't assume that either. You don't know. You never know. You know what I mean? You don't want to be a dick, but then you also got to be. I think you got to be clear. You know what I mean?
True.
If you have intentions,
but I mean, like,
trying to see.
I don't want
sort of the answer.
I don't want to come across as aggressive as a form of like, just fucking like letting it fly like a punch. Like, I'd rather be like, hey, like what I said with the other girl, like, hey, I want to hang out, I just.
This may be a poor choice of words, Kenny, but I mean, sometimes you got to knock them out. How you gonna? Sometimes you just got to.
It's the only way to win.
On the ear, Mike Tyson style.
Just gotta rip the Band-Aid off. All right. No, I get it, but it's like at the same time, it's like, it's really hard. But I don't know. I feel that if anything, clarity is what should be at the forefront. And yeah, maybe I'm not always as clear as I could be. So maybe that's what I should work on. Being more clear in the way that I like to be clear. Meaning like direct and concise.
I always think about, and I asked the question about the rejection thing, because I take it a step further even, is like, does that fear of rejection like ultimately stem from either inacceptance, or you're just somehow you're not happy with yourself? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think that's probably like for everybody to decide, but for me, I mean, I'm fucking
right.
I'm divorced. I've received the ultimate rejection at this point. So yeah, I mean? But at the same time, it's like, hey, well, again, this is why I get it's so difficult at work. It's like, after you say no, we're still gonna have to work together. So it's kind of hard being like, I sort of want to leave. I guess okay. So this is.
But you don't think about like the ease of
no.
like, well,
no. I want to
know exactly what this is, and I don't have to either think about it, or I don't have to get in my head or anything like that. It just you can just be now.
Here's why the ambiguity works in my mind. It took me a second to put it together, but like, because I'd never really thought about it. But it's like, I want to leave it so ambiguous that if you say yes, it's clear. But if you don't want to, you never have to get back to me. You never have to text me. You never have to call me. You can create that distance, because again,
time is your hint.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, I guess fuck, she didn't want to talk to me, fine, fuck it, whatever. And so it's like, I leave it like that. That way, they also don't feel uncomfortable in, oh, I never got back to him, or I said no, and now we have to work together, which I think is another thing that, like, makes people uncomfortable. Not even just women, like, people uncomfortable, like, people in general would be uncomfortable having to work with somebody who they rejected, I feel. So it's like, okay, you don't have to reject me, but you don't have to accept me either. And it sort of leaves you in the limbo where it's like, hey man, anything could happen, but it's not going to happen until something happens. You know what I mean?
It's like you soften the blow to yourself.
I wouldn't say soften even the blow to myself, because I've talked to chicks and I'll go like, hey, you know, do you want to go get dinner or something, like after I've talked on dating sites, and they go like, oh, I don't think it's going to work. I'd be like, all right, cool. Peace out. Good luck. I hope you find what you're looking for and you get off this app.
The rejection on a dating site is a little bit easier to get past than like an in-person type of thing.
I mean, for me,
you mentioned the thing about work, but it's like I hear that the other side of it.
I'll give you another example.
Real quick, the other side of that, and the argument that I would have against that is that, you know, it's I feel like it's up to you. Like, how are you going to be to just assume that other person is now uncomfortable? I mean, maybe they're the type of person that's like, you know, if this person comes out, doesn't act weird, then we're cool. Like, and it's fine. We move on.
Yeah.
You know
so that's why I kind of leave it ambiguous. That way nobody fucking feels awkward with having to say yes or no. It's just open, and we never got to it. You know, and it's not so much either like the rejection, because in reality, like I tell you, I've been rejected before. Sometimes it stings, and sometimes you're like, fuck, I really wish it would have worked out. But like at the end, it's like, if she said no, why am I mad? Why am I upset? If she said no, nothing was going to happen. And if we did get together, we were probably not going to be happy, because we were not able to see eye to eye at that point. So you just let it go. It's like, let it fly away, because it wasn't going to happen either way. And it's not going to happen because you keep bugging either. So it's like, now all this time you're wasting trying to get this girl to say yes is time you lost trying to go out and talk to somebody else who's gonna like you for what you are, and who's gonna want to go out with you for how you are. But the shit is that's hard to find, because everybody's different, and not everybody might present their true selves all at once, you know.
Yeah, but that whole like leaving it open type thing, that doesn't ever cause, like, I would imagine that would cause something where you're in your head, you're like, you can't quite let it go, because you never actually got a clear cut no, because you didn't even put yourself in that position to receive that. You know what I mean? So now you're sitting there, like, time goes on, and you're still thinking about somebody that maybe went on months, where you could have just gotten to the bottom of it within the first month or the first couple of weeks or whatever.
No,
and then now you never dealt with that.
No, because like you said, time is my no. Until she says yes, it's a no. So fuck it. even the instant I walk away,
so you're able to just move past. Like if a month goes by, you're just like, well, obviously it didn't work out, so I'm not going to have these kind of feelings, or I'm not going to develop this kind of feeling towards somebody.
For me, yeah, and then the feelings might change from like attraction to maybe wanting to be in a relationship to maybe even just fucking be like, fuck it, she's just hot. You know, what the fuck am I gonna do? There's nothing I can do. I was attracted to her. Yeah. She's attractive. So, but now, but no, don't do that either. Don't do that either. Growing up,
like people don't jerk off, Kenny.
No, but don't do it to somebody you like, because then you release serotonin, and then you start increasing that bond. That's a no. That's a no.
Yeah.
But yeah, but like to me it's always like, dude, move on. And look, until you're with a partner, keep putting those feelers out. Talk to 2-3 women at the same time. If you're a woman, talk to 2-3 guys. You gay, talk to 2-3 guys. You're lesbian, talk to 2-3 women. Talk to everybody until you find somebody who's like, all right, let's make this work. And then you're like, you reel it all in, and you're like, thank you, everybody, but I'm gonna be here for now.
Yeah, I'll say this though. A wise man once told me that it's like you may hit the target, you may not, but at the very least, I mean, it's target practice.
Yeah.
It's just target practice at the end of the day, and it might sound to like if a woman heard that, she might be like, what? Yeah, but it's like, for a guy, that's like you're keeping yourself at that position where it's like you're not getting swallowed up with anything. You're just kind of out there.
No, but also at the same time,
keeping yourself in the best position. Yeah, mentally.
But what's great about that is you're meeting different people. You're helping narrow down what you're looking for specifically. That's, I think, something that a lot of people don't realize when it goes into a relationship is like, you got to know what you want. You can't just, you can go out there and start casting and catching and dating and all that shit. But
you keep going out there and
and
experiencing disappointment, I guess you could put it, but like, the failure.
No, it's not disappointment. The failure of it. Yeah, it's the trial and error of it. Does this person work? No, this person's not going to work. I don't like this. Like the girl, we were having such a good time. The instant she started screaming at that dude, I was like, I'm out. Peace. This is not somebody I want to be with, especially.
Turns out I don't like it when girls
pick fights with dudes.
Scream at strangers. Yeah.
I don't want to date a woman who's going to pick a fight with the dude and then it's going to be my face on the floor, I'm a lover. I'm not a fighter.
That's the truth.
I'm a lover.
That's the truth.
Please, not the face.
Love me. Yeah.
Not the face. And so it's like, so I learned that one the hard way. You don't want to be with the big fight with the guy. I mean, unless you know how to throw down, that's up to you. But
no, but if you're not the type of person that goes out and like, there's people who are like that.
Yeah, looking for fights all the time.
They're looking for fights almost.
That ain't me, bro. That ain't me.
That ain't us. That ain't us. It's all right. Yeah. I think that's a good place to end it. We're lovers, not fighters.
Not fighters.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. But yeah, so
we will fight for you. No, we're not gonna fight.
Fuck no. How is that Kevin Hart show? I don't know you. Just turn around, and walk. I'm not with
Kenny's
her.
already in his car driving off before she even can turn to you for help.
Two of us get a black eye. We ain't getting home tonight. We can't both be having black eyes.
Who's gonna pick up who? Yeah.
Who's gonna drive?
You're gonna drive off in your Fiero.
Both get a concussion? No, thank you.
They're peel out.
You ain't never gonna catch me. But all right, thank you guys again for joining us this week. A little weird free ball today, but let us know if you guys want to talk about anything else. I'm really digging these like life subjects. I mean, last week we talked about some stuff. This week we're talking about relationships. But maybe we'll keep going with this. But if you guys have anything we want to talk about, questions.
No, this is a good one.
SIMP. I don't know. Yeah, probably simps. But thank you guys so much for coming back this week. If you guys have anything you want to talk about, anything you want to listen about, anything you want to know about, feel free to ask us in the comments below. You guys have a good night, and we'll leave you with peace.